space, quarks and strings and their...
Hey y'all, this is Joefer here, the Cranky Old Gay Guy, and I'm here to talk to you about science and fiction and how the two, when they come together, oh, I'm telling you, they go off into woo-woo land. But my big crank is when I hear science described as fiction. That's where the crank comes in. And we're getting back to people who either don't know science or don't like where science takes them or what science tells them. So they will then say, well, it's fiction or fake news. Let's jump back in time a little bit, 4 or 5 years, to this pandemic that swept the world. We're talking about vaccines. That's right, COVID vaccines. Do they work? Do they help you? Do they hurt you? Do they kill you? Well, science says that they can help prevent by, I think, 98% or 96%, something like that, the chance of you contracting COVID if you are inoculated, I think, 2 to 4 weeks before you are exposed. However, there was a certain, again, everything gets political because science has been politicized as fiction has been politicized. And I don't mean science fiction like a good book about, Star Trek or something. This is about health, the science of health. And a certain side decided that, well, we want to look better, so we didn't do this. So instead, we're just going to say that it's not necessary, it's fake, it's fiction. And what the other side is telling you, the ones who believe in science, well, that's just fake news. See, that makes me cranky because it puts a lot of people at risk who should have been vaccinated, who weren't, and then ended up dying. Who were they? Well, a lot of them were the elderly, people who were already unhealthy, people with immune issues, people who were morbidly obese, people who didn't have enough vitamin D or zinc in their system to fight anything off. They would have benefited, most likely would have benefited, if they had been vaccinated. I know one person, and by the way, vaccines, they're not going to necessarily save you, but they can help prevent the severity. I do know one person who passed away, like a year older than me, very, very healthy. And I think he had long COVID because he had it and he didn't, and then he had it and he didn't, and he's in and out of the hospital. And everything was looking up, and then he took a down that night. He kind of didn't feel good, so he went back in, and then he passed away. So vaccines aren't necessarily going to save you, but they can help prevent. Now, I know other people who, I shouldn't say I know them. I worked with people, and this is their parent or step-parent or parent's boyfriend or girlfriend. And they put up this wall that anything that wasn't coming from the Fox News network, they were going to believe. And this entire family, we're talking someone who's about 15 years younger than me. There are 2 cousins who are also around the same age. The mother, who's around my age, and the mother's boyfriend, who's like 5 years older than me. And none of them got vaccinated because someone on TV was telling them that it was all a hoax, you didn't need to do it, and it was all fiction, and it just wasn't going to help them. So they didn't get vaccinated, and the mom's boyfriend got it. The mom got it. The girl I worked with in the past, she got it. She came through it okay. The mom recovered. She was sick for a while. The boyfriend went in the hospital and he never came out. He died. And he'd been with this woman for years and years and years. She was now the love of his life, and he was the love of her life. And now she lost him. And she lost him because they didn't get vaccinated. And once one person in the family got it, everyone got it. Everyone in that household got it. Even the kid. The girl has a 6 or 7-year-old. He got COVID too. And he wasn't vaccinated either. Instead, he was being schooled at home by his grandmother. And grandma got sick, kid got sick, mom got sick, boyfriend got sick, and boyfriend dies. And then you have people who go to big political rallies during this, and they're at a rally for someone who did get vaccinated but didn't want to get vaccinated, someone who'd already had COVID but refused to wear a mask, goes to these speeches where there's thousands of people crammed in a megachurch, and it's a COVID spreader because the majority of the people in the audience did not get vaccinated. The ones who got vaccinated, they came through just fine. Many of the others died. There is, who was his name? Was it Herman Cain? Someone who ran for president in 2016, didn't make it, and then jumped on the Trump train. He went to one of these spreader events. He spoke out against vaccines and how it was all a hoax and you don't have to worry about it because this is just the flu. He got COVID, and like 4 weeks later, he died. He died from COVID. And that's because he did not believe in science. So when you have science and you have fiction, and in this point, I'm going to say science is things that have been proven to be real, you know? And then you have fiction, which is most of the opinion pieces on the Fox News network. But when you put them together, it creates science fiction. And it creates science fiction, which people see as fake news, which people will now don't know who to believe. And something that Trump said in an interview, who was it? Yeah, it was a CNN reporter, a woman. And she said, "Why do you keep casting doubt on the media?" And he said, "Well, when I become the president, if I doubt the media enough verbally, and then the media says something about me, people aren't going to believe it because they doubt the media." So the man isn't as ignorant as he comes across. He's conniving. And that is what Fox Network does, is they create a story and they repeat it 1,000 times until people hear it enough that they believe it, or at least it's in their mind. So then when the truth comes out, or something that doesn't mesh with what they've been told, they aren't going to believe it because, well, why would Fox Network? Why would they lie? I mean, I don't get it. Why would they lie? Anyway, that's what makes me cranky, is that people who know better choose not to believe because it doesn't fit the narrative that they want to be on. And much like conspiracy theories, they will latch onto something and not let it go, because if they let it go, then they'll have to face reality and realize that they've been conned. Okay, I think that about wraps it up. I'm going to keep this one under 10 minutes. Thank you all for joining me. Please feel free to post comments. I would appreciate that. Give me a thumbs up if you'd like. Say something. Share this with someone you care about. And leave a comment. Interaction is a big thing. If you have any questions, like you need advice from a cranky old gay guy, you can send an email to me at crankyoldgayguy@gmail.com. That's crankyoldgayguy, all one word, @gmail.com. I think that's about it. I will see you guys all tomorrow, which is Friday. I never remember which day it is. It's, you know, when I was young and just a twink out there on the tundra, I never had these mental issues where things would just slip. I was spot on just like that. And nope, not anymore. Oh, well, I got to go. I will see you all then tomorrow. And take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
And spin around in space, quarks and strings in their embrace. Gravity's pull can't be erased. Science always leaves a trace. Stars explode in clear night skies. Exoplanets, new worlds rise. Galaxies where dark matter lies. Truth is written in their eyes. Fact or fiction, what's the score? Mr. Planets, new worlds rise. Galaxies where dark matter lies. Truth is written in their eyes. Fact or fiction, what's the score? Mysteries at every door. Choose the path that you explore. Knowledge fuels the quest for more. Pyramids and ancient lore. Aliens knocking on our door. Science speaks but whispers roar in the mind of those who soar. Black holes, wormholes, bending light. Time's a river.